IBM App Connect Enterprise version 12. It consists of IBM toolkit where we develop the message flows. Once we develop the message flow, that can be deployed to the runtime environment. If you see here, these are the runtime environment we created. These are the integration servers. Integration servers can be standalone or it can be a part of the integration node here. Integration node can have multiple integration server where we deploy our projects here. How to deploy the projects? These are the projects we created, like in application. This is the application and these are the message models. These are the policy projects here. So this can be deployed directly, dragging and dropping into the integration server. This can only be done when we are doing it in the development environment. So developer, when he is developing, he just develop this application and drag and drop it here, and this will be deployed. Task completed successfully. So this is while development time. What if all the development is done? We have to package all these multiple applications, multiple message modeling into the one package and deploy it. So for that, we'll create a bar files here. If you see here, there is a bar if created one. So we can have the option to create a bar here, and also we have a commands to create that. Here in the new bar file, if you click on the bar file, click on bar file, sample bar, finish. So here it will ask for how many applications you want to select here. These are the applications in this workspace. It will show here. You can select these applications here, multiple applications you can select here. Okay, these are the applications I want to select and create a bar file here. Even the policies, if you create policy, MQ policy project, create this. And single message flows, here we can select whatever the message project we created, that we can add it here, and the static libraries also here. Now once it's selected, then you can build and save this bar file. It's build it now. Go to manage and you can see how many resources are in this bar file. So this is the whole package. Now this can be deployed directly into the integration server here. So this bar file, I'll just right click onto this and option is deploy, choose any of the integration servers, finish. So once it's no errors are there, it will deploy into this integration server. So it's deploying now. This is a sample.bar file. So it's successfully deployed. You can see all the resources which are part of the var file deployed here. You can see those things here. This is through the toolkit. It's easy way, like when we are developing it. When it moved to the SIT production environment, so we have other options like in the command prompt. Here, for that they provided this IBM App Connect Enterprise console here. In this console, we have option MQSI create bar here. So these are the commands available where we can create the bar file, providing the parameters here. If you see here, MQSI create bar, so workspace name, bar file name, then details about the project name, application name, library name, policy project name. Those things we can give it here and it will create a bar file like here. This is the toolkit, and here using the command prompt. Once it's developed, this bar file, these properties can be changed here. These properties, like in dev environment, different properties, some URL used, that is in production is different, dev is different. Those also we can override with the properties file. That we will see when we are doing the project. And after developing the bar file, we can deploy it using MQSI deploy command here. MQSI deploy. So this is the command based. So we are passing the which integration server and bar file name, everything you are passing it to this command. But in toolkit, we directly dragged and dropped here, or right click onto this any of the application like this, any applications, then you deploy it. Right click and deploy like this. Your option comes, then select these servers and deploy it like that. This is how we develop and deploy into the servers. And also we have the web user interface to track this transactions, everything. even statistics. If you open for integration servers, we can have separate web user interface. This is standalone web user interface. If you open this, it will have the details, what are the artifacts present in this integration servers. So it's opening now. It's particular to this integration server, this one, iServer1 here. So these are the artifacts deployed here. You can see it here. These are the things. So properties of this integration server, resource statistics, flow statistics. You have the resource statistics, how many memory used, everything. Flow statistics not enabled, it's not showing. Now you can see here, this is for this flow. These are the flow statistics. If enabled, it will show all the details here. Now also this is for the integration server. For integration node also we have separate web user interface. This also used for administration and also some utilities like record and replay, business transaction monitor, or everything we can do it from this web user interface. ACE12 supports many protocols for communication. Different clients can communicate with different ways. Like if you open any application here, so it will open the palette. So in the palette you can see here in the palette, so here are the HTTP nodes, and this is for HTTP protocol, and file based communication here, and the queue based communication here. When you have queue based communication, we should have the IBM MQ installed in our system. So it's a queue based transfer happens here. For that we have this IBM MQ here. When you install this, we can create a queue manager for this, and this queue manager having the queues here for the communication. It has a system queues and what a user defined queues here. And this queue manager is associated with the integration node or the integration servers here. Then only we can process queue messages. Let me create a sample application using HTTP protocol that accepts HTTP client request. Let me create an application, new application here, then app1 name here, finish. So new message flow, I just give new sample flow, finish. Here I'll add this nodes here. These are the HTTP nodes, HTTP input and the HTTP reply node here. And I'll not do anything, just I'll connect this out to here reply node, and here we need to configure URI path here, sample URI path, and we'll request any of the message here. I'll use XML NAC, it will accept different kinds of messages, not only HTTP nodes, even the MQ file, everything accepts different kinds of messages. You can see here DFDL, XML. DFDL can have binary text messages, CSV, COBOL copybook messages, XML messages, JSON messages, blob, binary object, MIME, MRM. MRM is for same thing, binary text messages we can format using MRM. Then the XML messages here. I'll choose XML message now here, or JSON message here. Now this is accepting the JSON message, our service, and we are replying back same thing, whatever comes in we are replying back. Now once it's done this flow, then we have to deploy it into the runtime environment. So we can drag and drop here, it will deploy, it will get deployed. So it deployed now, app1. Then once you put a message here, it will reply back to the client. So how to reply back? So broadly here, when you click on this integration server, it shows now HTTP listener port is 7080 here. When it's 7080, we will use that to call this service here. Now the server is localhost, the same server, and the port is 7080, and the URI path is /sample. Then it will call comes to this service here. Now I'll use the postman to call this HTTP request, creating a new request, and here I'll just use the post method to pass the message here HTTP, then localhost is the localhost. Now if any IP address is the other system, you can use that here, and 7080 port. Then the URI path you'll copy here, from here copy this and paste it here. Then the body I'll use sample message now here, JSON message, name here ABC converted to JSON. So JSON message I am passing now. Just hit it and you'll get a response back with the same message, and it's 200. The status is 200. Okay. What we did, we just whatever message coming we are applying back, but usually we'll have some transformational logic in between here, or we are calling some other databases, external services to get the details and reply back. Currently, to show simply how it works, I added directly from out terminal to the in terminal of the HTTP reply here. The same way, if you use MQ nodes, you have to use the MQ protocol here. So I'll use one more flow here in the same application, new message flow for MQ1 finish. Now I'll drag and drop the MQ protocol here, MQ input, then I'll write it to some other queue. So MQ input node will get the connection details here. When I open this NKP QM, this is the queue manager. I'll use some queues from here, in1 and in2, here in1 and in2, and I'll use this one in the queue name. I'll take it as in1 and output queue as in2 here. So, and connecting these terminals, whatever input coming here from this in1, I'm putting this to into queue here. And also make sure your integration node or integration servers is associated with the queue manager. Here integration server associated with this queue manager, and also this integration node also associated with the queue manager, this one NKP QM here. So now I'll deploy this application again to the integration node here, integration server of this integration node. I'm deploying this. Now once it's deployed, we'll put a message here. Now it's deployed. So I'll open this MQ Explorer. So this is the thing now, in1, and now in1 his queue depth is 0, and here also into his queue depth 0. Now once you add in1, it should come to the in2. The queue depth becomes 1 here. I put a message now. Put message here, test message. I'll put hi, put message, close, and refresh this, and you can receive the message in the IN2 queue. Now the queue depth is 1. The same message received here. I'll browse it. Browse messages. You can see the data here. Browse. Now you can see the data hi. So what we added to the in1, it came here. This one through the IBM MQ Explorer, we have other tool also, RFH util. You can use that tool to get the details here. So if you get the IN2 here, open this tool. It will, when you select any queue manager, available queue managers in the local system, then it will show all the queues here. Else it will, if you're not showing, load the names. It will load the newly created one. Then you can choose IN2 and browse this queue, and you can get the data here. So this one we passed here. Though if you read it, it will delete the data. If you browse it, just it will read that and keep the data in the queue. So you can see this queue depth 1 here. The total messages in this IN2 queue is 1. So this way we can create the message flow using this MQ protocol here. This way we have file here, file nodes here, TCP nodes, JMS nodes, and also we have different kinds of transformation nodes, XSLT transformation, Java transformation, and mapping nodes to transform different formats, and the routing logic. We can route it to different end systems using this routing logic. And is the grouping. We have multiple systems, so we have to send that request, and we have to be waiting for the response from all the vendors, and to group them and construct a final response. This is the overview about this integration tool. We'll learn each and every step in detail in the coming lectures.